Are English and Spanish similar? By the end of the video, you will know the answer. Hey guys! In this video, I will be covering the similarities and differences between Spanish and English. Why? Well, because if you speak Spanish and are interested in learning English, or you speak English and are interested in learning Spanish, it could be really useful to know the similarities and differences. If you guys are curious, don't forget to subscribe. Let's talk about the root of the languages. They are both part of the same family, Indo-European, but English is part of the Germanic branch, while Spanish is part of the Italic branch. So consider them cousins. Now let's start with the things that they both have in common. Number 1, they both share the same alphabet, which is the Roman alphabet. You might take this for granted and not think that it's a big deal, but having to learn a whole new alphabet can be very complicated and time-consuming. Number 2, there are around 20,000 words that are closely related. Wow, that is so cool. That means that you have a lot less vocabulary to memorize, and the vocabulary that you do need to memorize is less complicated. Number 3, cognates. What are cognates? Cognates is anything that is closely related or a relative of. And there are multiple cognates that are similar and some that are the exact same. Let me show you 6 cognates that you'll see very often. These are the 6 most common cognates. Number 1. In English, anything that ends with T-I-O-N in Spanish is C-I-O-N. For example, action, acción. The second one, if in English a word ends with L-Y, then in Spanish it will usually end with M-E-N-T-E. For example, really, realmente. If in English a word ends with I-S-M, in Spanish, it will end with ISMO, like capitalism, capitalismo. The next cognate is an example of a cognate that isn't only similar, but it is the exact same. In English, if a word ends with OR, then in Spanish, it will usually end with OR as well, such as actor, actor. If in English, a word ends with IST, then in Spanish, it will end with ISTA, such as artist, artista. If in English a word ends with TY, then in Spanish it can either end with DAD or TAD, like society, sociedad. Number 4, they both add the letter S to make something plural. And now let's talk about their differences. Number 1, they structure their sentences differently. In Spanish, they put the adjective after the noun, when in English is the opposite. We put it before the noun. And in Spanish, they would only add the adjective before the noun when they want to put emphasis. For example, in English we would say blue car, while in Spanish we would say auto azul, meaning car blue. And an example of when they want to put emphasis would be hombre pobre, pobre hombre. Even though this is a difference, you should be able to get the hang of it pretty quickly, so it should not be a problem. Number 2, in Spanish, nouns have gender, but in English, they don't. And there really isn't a trick to know if something is feminine or masculine, except memorization. But when you're talking about people or animals, you should know if it's a female or a male. I know that this may be very complicated and frustrating, but I have a couple things to say about this. If you say la zapato instead of el zapato, don't worry, they will still understand you. And if Spanish speakers see that you're really trying and you really want to know their language, they will not have a problem helping you out and correcting you. This is a struggle you will have to face with multiple languages, like Italian, French, Portuguese. So this problem is very hard to be avoided. The third difference is that in Spanish, there are a lot more ways to conjugate a verb. In Spanish, there are over 20 ways to conjugate. Why? Well, because there are multiple factors, like verbal modes, tenses, and pronouns. Of course, you don't have to know all of them, but at least know them because you might hear them on a daily basis and it's good for you to understand. Number 4. In Spanish, there are 2 verbs that mean to be, ser and estar. You need to know when to use each one. Don't worry, because as you continue learning, it will be easier to differentiate when to use each one. So there you have it. Of course, these aren't all the differences and similarities, but these are the most important ones and can give you a general idea. Comment down below if you think that they're similar or pretty different. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Adios! Bye!